I don't know. What day is that? Maybe about a little bit over 80. It was a huge pack today. All the kids. Oh, look at that. Hey, what's up, Tom? Go again. Look at that weirdness. Never seen one with three. Beam me up. And it's toasty. You see the trees aren't moving. And it's humid. It's at least shady. Yeah. Chicken in the woods I found yesterday. It's got to be huge. Really. There's some poke finally. Look. This one pig, not very big. Like it's barely coming up. No mask anymore. Supposed to go get my truck license today, but I don't know if I will, and then wait for Monday. I'm going to drive it without tires. I'm going to breathe. Come on. Joe, what's up, brother? Mr. Awesome One. Hey, Catherine. Right on. You know me, I always find something. Tent bag. Look at that. Full of ants. There's some there. I'm going to miss you. Little tulip trees. Oh, I haven't heard peacocks yet either. Autumn's pavement. Hard to look at the cat and walk. The cat wants him. This guy had an app where when people typed in the chat, it spoke it out. There they are. I never have been able to find it. Let's do it this way. Come on up, boat gun. For anybody out here. It's better when somebody's on here. I'm walking. Good. Good skies, aren't they? It's bright, I can't see. There's peacocks. It's dried up a little bit today. A little bit hotter. Let's bring my backpack. No! And the crane. Really small. They know me. I can see them. I ate one. We got cat and bail there. Poor cat. Toasty. Poor sweat. Let's hold it there down here. Under the canopy, I'm sure. Wake up. Oh man. Must be in the 80s all week. Hey, Mr. Gander. What's up, brother? Tony. Peter even. What's up, Peter? That's the old trail marker. Point to this creek. Look how big it is. The oak tree. They're getting it back to all this. Here's baseball. No cover. Oh yeah, cooler in here. There he is. What up? Hey, hey.
Hey, I can hear you now. Didn't have my headphones
Hey,
in.
look. Looks like somebody picked that sheep last night. It's gone.
Yeah.
See, here's the card off that. Look, here's that part. That Walmart part. This one's right here. Oh. Nobody watching.
Hey, kill it.
Ooh, that's slick. Your trail marker. Oh, it feels good in here.
I had to shut some stuff down there. I couldn't hear you.
Look at that. Hey, see that?
that's something you don't see very often.
I found him every year. Look.
He just caught a couple of turtles mating.
I caught him last year too.
Man, you're gonna get kicked off of YouTube
like,
now.
Hey, what are you doing? That's funny as hell. Hey, what's the odds you walk right through that? Every year.
No, not very often, man. I've never seen it before.
I have
turtles.
many times. Two of them I caught. That buddy of mine in the rehab. I caught him 4 of them, and he named them all after the Ninja Turtles. But he let them all die. They're over there dead. He's giving me shells. I'm getting the shells, and I'm going to make art out of them for him. I told him you had to be out in the sun. He wouldn't listen to me. In the Philippines, you don't listen.
Had to do what?
They have to be out in the sun or they'll die. They need it to keep their shell hard and stuff.
Oh.
He had them inside the whole time.
I didn't know that. I've never kept the turtle.
Oh, I've had. They were feeding them stupid shit too. I told him what to feed them. Can't just like take them out of the wild and give it whatever you want.
Tom said he thought it was a weird mushroom.
Yeah, it's called that.
I took a 4-wheeler up and run through my woods real quick, and there's some of them toadstools and stuff coming up, but I still haven't got any chicken in the woods or anything yet. We had a great big one up there last year. You could see it from here to the house. I was sitting there, I was like, what the heck is that up there? I thought it was a trash bag or something, or a bag, blew in. Hell went up there.
I'll see him walking by or driving by even. I'll see him in the woods.
Yeah, they stick out good. Morels are the ones that's hard to find, man, especially when they're in the leaves.
Oh, yeah. They pop up.
Things are hard
I found a lot of orange ones, but here's that orange one right here. Look. It's right down there. Right down there on that log. You can see it from here. I brought a big trash bag in my backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, it's huge. It's
I'm
growing
curious to see how
block.
much. I'm curious how much it grew.
Oh, it grew a lot. But yeah, it's sticking out. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Look at that. Holy crap. Look
dude.
at that. Man. Look at that.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
little
Mary,
one.
come here, look how big it got.
Man, that's so good.
That looks like that almost.
And it's
Well, ours is probably.
Tender. So tender. Look at that. Look at that.
Man,
It
that's
looks like, do you want to
that's
call chicken in the woods? Look, chicken.
First didn't come
Yeah.
until August.
I mean, how can you not?
Hey, Tony, love you, brother.
It's beautiful too, isn't it?
We'll be looking forward to it, man.
Right on, brother. I'm gonna sit you down here while I got my knife. See a bunch out there in that little.
All right. Yeah, that's a nice one there.
Every now and then, I'm out here so much that chemtrails or something bothers my eyes, and they'll be like start getting red for a few days and like get oozes out of them. Does it like 4 or 5 times?
Hey,
a
man,
year.
the sun bothers my eyes anymore. I can't
it's
stand the
painful.
sun
Hey,
in my
the
eyes. Yeah,
shit
I
that
have to
comes
wear
out of them, too,
sunglasses.
it like burns my skin. I mean,
Yeah, I feel it. It stings mine. And I can remember, like I said, man, back there in like the 80s, and we'd be out baling hay. It'd be hot during the day, you know, but the sun didn't just bake you. And in the evening, the sun was coming down, and it'd still be hot outside, and you could feel the rays off it. It felt nice and warm on your face, like
yeah, even when it's like
it was
30 or
comfortable.
40 degrees, the sun will be burning your skin.
Yeah, and now when it hits you, it stings like you got a heat lamp on you. You're too close to a heat lamp or something.
You know, some shape they want, but it's a different light source.
Yeah, it's definitely different, man. It's white too.
Yeah,
It used to be
People deny it. Like
oranges.
Code said, there's no simulator. I'm like, go look up Bosch and Lom, and China's getting ready to put one up in the air so they can have a 24-hour sun over their garden.
Yeah.
Farm.
Yeah.
That's like the North Korean guy. He shuts their power. They have their power randomly at night. North Korea's dark. Shuts everybody's power.
Yeah.
That guy.
Well, they're messing with them fallen angels, man. So they've got technology for stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. They were here for 6,000 or 7,000 years. So imagine what they did. Look what we've done in like 250.
Yeah. Yeah. Look what we've screwed up. Yeah.
They were half. You know, they're demigods. They used to call them too. You know, half. You know, same crap story.
Yeah.
Man, that's look at this. Look at that. Huh? It's not even dirty. Look at that.
Yep.
Still got dew on it. This is gonna be good. And if you get them in the first few days, they're so tender. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Those things are good. That's making me hungry. And it's amazing how much they.
Well, you know, and it's delicacy because not everybody gets to eat it.
Yeah.
Right place, right time. Because they come up, if they get up a while, they get hard and they're not as good and hard.
Yeah, Michigander, I can go out here and show you, man. I got trees that are dying from the top. Well, maybe I can't now.
Yeah.
I think I cut them down. I forgot about that, but I had trees
when
dying
they
from the
fall
top
over, they're
down.
already dead. They're hollow inside now when they fall already.
Yeah, and in our garden, we planted our garden over here at the side of the house where it's only getting sunlight about 2 or 3 hours a day, and it's kind of in the shade the rest of the day because we accidentally did that. Last place we lived, and where that stuff was in the shade, it thrived, and where it was out in the sun, it was burned up.
Hey, well, and
we
bleaching
plant the
cars
same
out,
stuff.
license plate, stop signs. It's bleaching shit white too.
Yeah. There's trash cans and
I seen stop signs even.
Yeah, stop signs and road signs and stuff like that. That's been around for years, and then just in the past few years, it's rained it.
Yep. That's bugger. Yeah, that's probably like 6, 7 months.
You're kind of breaking up.
Now, you know that?
You're breaking up pretty bad. I don't know if it's me or is anybody in the chat there? Is he breaking up for you guys too, or is it just me?
They like messing with us now. I didn't used to really believe that shit until it started happening.
Yeah.
And
The
then,
Michigander, he's
like infrasound. I got that shit one last year. I was recording something. Oh, I had my camera on slow motion, recording something, and when I played it back, there was this high pitch frequency, and it made me sick, and I had to lay down and go to bed. I almost threw up, and you could hear it because it was in slow motion. It was loud. I couldn't hear it before, and I never believed any of that shit until it happened to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just the way we are. Yeah. It's got to happen to you, or you got to see it before you believe it, usually.
Yeah,
a lot of things like that turn around my thinking on people that I thought were full of shit, because you don't know. Everybody goes through different things, and you can't really say what they're seeing or not because they got different vision than you.
Yeah.
So I kind of give everybody the credit here, the benefit of the doubt if I know them. I used to think everybody was just full of shit, but I don't think so.
I know where you're coming from now. It's a little too wild to believe.
Yeah, but
Tom,
but
we
there's
were
nothing too wild now. There's anything can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Tom,
like
you're right, man. We're wearing Carhartts around here. Coveralls and coats and stuff. That stuff wears like iron.
I'm already dripping sweat.
Yeah, we got the air conditioner on.
Jelly right there. Yeah. This is that dead guy, the veteran's knife. Right here, look, I painted it purple. Oh, here's more. I'm not gonna pick them today. Here's where I got all them jelly last night.
Did you eat them already?
No, I went ahead and put them in the fridge. I'm gonna make a great feast of all kinds. My roommate doesn't like anything like that. If I cook them,
most people's afraid to eat stuff out of the woods. They won't eat nothing unless it comes out of the grocery store. I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah, when I went, the last time I camped out with my old research partner and those guys from, they were from Kansas City, New Hampshire, Connecticut, somewhere else. I caught 2 big bass and they wouldn't even eat any of it. I was like, what? Then they would come back and sleep. And I'd go back. I'd stay out in the woods all day while they were sleeping, because then I could go out at night. And I was out in the woods. They went into town and ate and everything. Didn't even bring me back nothing. They're pretty rude.
Well, I remember somebody.
And I
was
the guy that they brought down.
Meat.
This dude said all he did was audio, so he was lazy. He was about my age, but his dad was a highway patrolman, so he was he was a dick. And he was sitting. It was my area. I've been going there 10 years, and he was sitting in his chair giving orders. First time he came there, and I said, "You're pretty good at giving orders sitting in that chair." He said, "That's not what your mom said," but I fucked her. And I said, "My mom's dead." He goes, "I guess it wasn't your mom then." That's what he said to me.
That had got my attention.
That's when I dropped him.
Yeah, fuck.
I never went out with him again.
You don't talk about
I didn't go with him anymore.
I'll tell you what, I saw guys learn that shit the hard way in the service, talking about somebody's mom and get fucked clear up. Nobody will do nothing about it. That's something you don't talk about nobody's fucking mom, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, if you did that, you got screwed up.
Oh, look at that. Hey, look at that. Look at that big black snake. See it? Look.
Yep. Yeah, that's a nice
big black snake. It's skinny. Look how skinny it is. That's bad. That's not healthy, you know?
What is he, about 6 foot?
I think it may be a bull snake. Hang on, let me get it. I'll show you. 4 foot long.
Bull snake's tail's real stumpy looking, ain't it? Compared to a black snake. Oops.
Boy, stinks too.
Yeah, they release that when you get them excited, man. There's some kind of pheromone or something.
Yeah.
They release
sucker. Hey, look how big it is. Hell,
yep, that's
like
a nice
5
one.
foot tall.
That's a nice one.
Look at that. And most guys, if I did this, they'd run like a little baby crying.
Yeah.
I hate big old guys and shit like this.
Yeah. Dude,
I mean, that's how easy it is to catch one. People freak out, but
my
I've always
wife
caught
gets on
snakes my
me.
whole life.
I catch rattlesnakes and copperheads too. I just pin them
Look at
first
that.
and then go up there and get a hold of them. You ever catch a copperhead?
Yeah,
They
I
stink.
guess it is.
Yeah, they stink. I'll tell you what, man, them
Yeah.
poisonous snakes are strong. They're stronger than those snakes are. Do you notice
Yeah.
that? You get a rattlesnake or a copperhead or something, and they're about twice as strong as a.
Well, they would have kept trying to get away the whole time.
Oh,
was-
yeah, they're.
No, I had to buy Betco. He couldn't do much. I had a pretty good. I had an 8.5 foot red-tailed boa. I used to take everywhere with me. It was my pet.
Well, dude, you don't want
How
that
that guy-
black snake you just had bite you. They can clamp on your ass pretty good, man. Leave a bruise on
They're
you. and
not
shit.
poisonous, but they'll fucking hurt you. It'd be
Yeah,
like
they ain't
puncture wounds.
poisonous, but it hurts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can clamp on you, just pinch the shit out of you.
Just like a boa constrictor. They'll fuck you up.
Yeah,
They'll tear your skin.
yeah. Well, they got a bunch of little teeth. That's
I caught one.
real super sharp.
One time I was fishing down the river with my son, and I stepped on some brush, and one came out like there's a water moccasin about 9 foot, 8.5, 9 foot, and I killed it and skinned it, and made a hat band out of it.
Huh.
You know, you got to dry
Yeah.
them out.
That picture of me of that rattlesnake is the last rattlesnake I had to kill. The only reason why I killed it is because it was in the campground. The ones that's outside
Yeah, I
of there, I'll
killed
leave them alone.
copperheads before. I don't like killing
Yeah.
snakes because they eat, but
I
varmints.
don't either. And like I said, the only reason why I
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
him, he was in that campground, and there was going to be like 10,000 or 8,000 people there the next day, man, down there at that place
Oh, yeah.
where we go ride. And I thumped him in the top of the head with a stick.
Fungus would come up on rottenwood because they eat it. They're a parasite. They get rid of it dead, you know.
Hey, Hart Gasper, good to see you.
Hey, what's up, girl? She's from the
Oh, what was-
Philippines, living in Kuwait. She lives in Kuwait.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a good singer too. She sings
Yeah,
on her
I'm-
channel too.
I've been to Kuwait.
Hear that? She's that.
What was that? Somebody, the Michigander, he typed something in there a while ago that for you to read. It says, hey, I got a couple of wicked guitars I want to show you guys later tonight, and I want to pluck a little, guys. A little, you guys
Uh-huh.
are going, it says you guys are going to shit.
I've done 3 custom guitars. I made 3 of them myself. I never did it in my life. And I made a fretless bass, and I made one that I had 115 hours in it. I did it for a guy that bought it for me. It was badass. Look at that. This is a turkey tail. Look. See it? These here? See that?
Now
They're
you're
nasty.
you're above it. Turn your phone down just a little bit. We couldn't see it.
Oh. They're
Or I
just
mean,
like,
tilt it
I don't know,
down.
You got to take all this crap off the back right here. And
Oh,
they're okay, but if I was starving, I'd eat it. But when I have a chance, a choice, I don't.
you ain't going to eat it because it tastes good.
It's just the texture, and I don't know. They're real tough. You got to cook the shit out of them. I've only fell about 10 times on camera, probably.
You drop your phone in the
First
creek
time I
yesterday,
used a
couldn't
selfie
hardly
stick, I
sleep.
fell and broke the screen of my phone.
I about tripped and fell with the computer.
That's why I don't look at the
yesterday
chat.
walking
Every time I do, I usually bust my ass.
I go out there and walk around with my laptop. My phone don't run. I can't hardly use my phone on this for some reason when I go on the camera. I got an old iPhone.
Yeah, where I used to go squatching down at my buddies. You got no signal, none. I mean, you can never go live, hardly ever.
Hey,
I mean,
there's
it's pitch
something.
black at night where you can't even see your hand in front of you.
Have you got an iPhone?
I got 4 or 5 of them. I got about
Well, if
20 phones.
Do you know about if you go into settings? If you go into settings and go into health, and then I can't remember what the next one is that you go under. This phone, every time it's moved, you take it with you. It tracks how far you went.
Oh, yeah.
It tracks you all day
It
long.
drops balloons. Yeah, I used to have an app on my bike that told your heart rate and all the calories you burn. And all.
Well, if you go into it's, let me find it here again. It's health. And
yeah, I like both. You know, iOS has a few benefits. It's more of a private, you know, Android's more open.
yeah.
I had one of my iPhones, I think it was the iPhone 4. I had 60,000 pictures on it.
Yeah, it's got walking and running distance, flights of stairs climbed, and steps. Yeah, see, I've taken on June the 2nd. That's when I was up walking around in the woods.
I used to have those pedometers.
Steps.
I didn't like the name of it, so he wants to carry around a pedo. Huh?
That's something. That
Really, I used to
many
do that,
steps.
but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really help me any because I'm skinny anyway.
Well, what I'm talking about, yeah, I'm not talking about using. I'm talking about the damn things keeping track of you.
Yeah, but I don't need. The government already does that.
Yeah.
I can go and find any picture I've taken, but it'll tell me where it was at on this phone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the. I can't remember what they call that in it.
It's
now.
like the 3 times I got messed with by the police out walking. I'm like, I've been recording since I left the house. If you want me to rewind it and show you what I've been doing. they don't do nothing then because they know they can't do nothing. I got proof.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start doing auditing maybe when I get my truck going. I'm going to think about it real hard.
Doing what?
Auditing, going, you know, follow the cops when they pull people over and shit. Make sure they don't shoot them
Oh,
back.
yeah.
I know my rights and all the laws for it. I never let them search my car or nothing ever. Just because I told him, I said, you can look at my record. I've let you guys search my car for years and you never found nothing in my car. So either I'm smart or I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, can't wait to get home to party. And I never smoke weed in the car. I can wait till I got home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they smell it, you're done.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, some people, if you can't wait 30 minutes, you got a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only time I'm guilty about it's on a long trip. But I
I got you then. I usually roll up, believe it or not, I rolled up joints and then I'd put them on the dash in the Kleenex box in the Kleenexes.
Yeah.
And they never even looked.
Huh.
I rode to the East Coast with a dude I went to school with. He's disabled Army, no Navy. And he had I think it was a 9mm or I don't know, but we got pulled over. I think it's in Tennessee. We were on the main drag where they ship drugs, you know, people get caught with drugs. And he told me he had his pistol. He had a permit. And then he had he has MS. He is on Ritalin. I mean, he was in pain all the time. But they looked at his gun, his clip, and then we left. He said, check us out. He popped the bullets out, and the very bottom he had like a gram of dope. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's a hell
They even handed it to him, and they didn't look. Oh, I know, but I was like, yeah, and a gun. But he did that. He did that shit because he had so much pain, and they had him on those patches of the shit that kills people. You know, really bad. I can't remember.
Fentanyl.
Yeah, he had to take fentanyl patches, and then he had to take Adderall to stay awake because he had MS. And
Yeah.
man, he would. When we got out there to where are we at? Charleston, Folly Beach. Went to pick up my daughter because her old man was getting drunk after work and beating up on her. So we drove out there to get her. And we got out there, like a blizzard hit. And so we were there, only going to be there one day. We ended up there like a week. So finally, when it all cleared up, he ran out of pain meds. He was going to the VA there. And he got enough for a week, and he did them all in one day. And so we were driving back, and he wasn't paying attention. And he missed the on-ramp, and he hit the curb and knocked the left front wheel off. Broke it off.
Shit.
On the Grand Prix. So then he goes and he prepays this garage of Brothers before they do the work. And they said they couldn't get the part. And I used to work at O'Reilly's. So I called down there and had them send the part up. It was a nightmare trip, dude. It was horrible. Only good thing came out of it. We went to Norfolk and I got to go on a submarine and, you know, shit like that.
Yeah,
But,
they got
he
a
is checking.
battleship and
Yeah. In Missouri.
something else in there. Yeah, the Missouri, that's right.
But, he got like $6,000 a month. And he would blow it every month. He would have no money. And then them patches, he would end up, when he first got them, he'd give some to his friends. Then he wouldn't have any. He'd be hurting because he gave them away. But I had to pay for everything for like a week. So when he gets paid, first thing he does, go and buys a $300 pair of Ray-Bans. He was just an idiot. And like $100 bottle of liquor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, Alan, good to see you, brother.
That's AJM.
Oh, that's not Mark over in...
No, that's AJM. Because remember, he came in my chat that night and I didn't believe him. We were blocking him and shit.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay.
Hey, there's this one guy called I called Rock and Rolla Trolla. You know that guy? He's a troll. And
I don't know him, but I've seen him.
He trolls Nez. Well, he started. It was believe it or not, it was at Voynich's chat, and I left. He came back, and there's someone on the panel that was me. And it was that troll guy using my picture and my name, and he was apologizing to himself for me, like I was apologizing to him. You know that shit? And Voynich and they couldn't even tell what my voice. I'm like, you motherfucker, I'm in his cat. So, you know, I made a couple videos about him and he quit bothering me. Cause I said, dude, I'll make a video about you every day if you keep fucking with me. I've been making videos like I used to, but it don't take me long. This one guy, one time, this girl, I knew she moved to Texas and lived with this, like, a real live cowboy on this ranch. And he was being abusive to her. And she told me, well, he didn't go on his Facebook, but like once a week. So I found Brokeback Mountain and I put him on the cover of where Heath Ledger was. It was on there for a week before he saw it. He was mad as hell.
Yeah. That's a pretty good one there.
Well, I tell people, if you don't go on your Facebook very much, you better log out where no one can do nothing. Because you can put your shit on their Facebook and they don't even know it. There's one guy I knew, he had like 3 or 4 kids and he let his mom raise them. And he wasn't giving her a penny. You know what I mean? And I went to his Facebook once and for like a month, his sister went on there and told what a piece of shit he was. And it was on there for a month. You know what I mean? Yeah. People don't tell you that shit, you know, when they got kids and they're not taking care of them. They don't tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this wild strawberry. Look how big it is.
Yep. I mean, those are the best. Yeah. Those are the best strawberries you can eat too.
They just got a little bit more seeds on them. See, look, they're all over here.
And you gotta have
kids. See, look at that. And you can put some sugar and milk. Milk with that.
Yep. Or you can just eat them like that, man. They're sweet as they can be.
Oh, they're big. They're big for little wild ones.
Yeah.
They're good too.
Oh, those are the best ones, man. They taste way better than the strawberries that we've called.
That's like that mulberry tree. They had so many mulberries on it. I'm ready for blackberries to start. I like making blackberry cobbler. I make my own press and everything.
Got about another 3 weeks, I think. And well, I don't know. They might be early this year.
Hey, everything else is. There's shit already going to seed.
Our vines are loaded with green ones. My wife was just up there looking at them. Which one is it? Blackberries that's first, or is it raspberries? Yeah, he's got an axe head.
Yep, and look at it. That's a bone, I think. But look at this one. This is a giant tool. Look at that. Look how big that one is.
Yeah.
Compared to my. See, look how big. I mean, it's big. It'll make a big splash too. I found a brand new cooler last year on this where it floods right here. A brand new cooler, Coleman with wheels and shit. They go. This used to have a big dam right there. Now it's up there, up on that bank.
That's something we used to do when we was kids, is build dams in them creeks like that. And
oh yeah, me and my son used to build them up big time.
Yeah.
And then we'd come back in a couple weeks. We could fish in it. Could be a honey hole. This is Buckeye. That's Buckeye.
There's so many.
Hey, about a month ago or two, there was a deer hide over here. Completely, the hide was completely off the bones, and they weren't even touched. So look at that crow right there. See, that's an arch.
Yeah.
It was right there. It was right in here somewhere. I didn't touch it. Whenever the animals don't chew on the bones, I don't bother them because something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? disease or something. Man, it is muggy in here. Woo!
I was just up
This
there
is
on
where-
top
this
of
is
my
where the
hill.
deer and
It's
the,
cool up there. That's why
the
them
deer and the
cattle
turkey
up there
hang out.
lay.
There's a geode. Look.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's
I
one.
want to get some of them, bust them
Turkey.
open. There's some pretty neat stuff inside of them things.
Well, you can find some killer rocks and roots sometimes where a tree grew over them.
Dude,
These
you
are all
ever see that where them guys bust them rocks like that open and there's a
Yeah,
live
they got
frog
quartz in the middle
inside?
and shit. Yeah.
Well, no, there's a live frog in them.
What?
I'm not shitting you. There's something here on YouTube where a guy takes them geodes like that and busts them open. They dig them out of the dirt and bust them open. There's a live frog inside of them rocks.
Well, they must have had a hole in it when they laid in the water and the tadpole got down in it. You know what I mean? And
I
there's
don't
probably
know.
bugs in there too, so they could live off of it. 'Cause I know people that bust them open and have water in them.
Yeah. There's water in there with these.
The colors of these
Yeah.
things are.
Let me open another page up here real quick if it'll let me and see if I can find them frogs in rocks.
What kind are they?
I can't remember what kind of frogs it is.
See, look, these buckeye trees are, some of them are dying because the leaves are already falling off. And we had a snowstorm on April 20th, and it killed half the leaves on the trees. And a lot of these leaves down here are one from this year already.
Yeah, it's called living toads found entombed in stone.
That's weird. We thought
ain't
you
a
were a
frog.
toad.
It's not a toad. It's not a frog. It's a toad. Yeah, and here's water trapped in quartz rock.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Woo! Man, I'm telling you, even in the shade is hot. I like it though. I'd rather be hot than cold any day.
Yeah, me too. Being cold is miserable.
Look, here's an old dump. That's a K-Rose syrup. See if look, here's some, that looks like old charger. Ugh. If I had a shovel, you could dig the shit. Oh, look, what's this? There's a hydraulic hose. Look, that's part of something. Got hydraulic hose on it. It's dry
Yep.
rotted. This might have just been one bag or something.
Yeah, you
Hey,
never
look.
know.
That's hairspray.
I was watching a thing here on
Silicone.
one of them channels, and they was digging in an old New York dump, and they was finding meat in there that was preserved because there's no.
Oh yeah, all the way back
oxygen.
to Bonnie and Clyde days.
Yeah, they said there were steaks and stuff in there at restaurants throughout that were still.
Well,
they
they
were-
get
they weren't
no,
raw.
they cover them up. There's no oxygen involved, so they don't.
Yeah,
rot.
no oxygen at all.
Like those Sillamil steak you buy, you know.
Uh-huh. They said it was just immediately covered up and kept away from oxygen.
Hey, I was walking through here one day and not paying attention and looked at this fence. I said, blam, went right over it, stuck her head first. Oh, man. See, there's hardly,
Goose.
these trees are old, and you can tell there ain't much stuff on the ground here.
Joe says he's rolling a fat one. He'll be right back.
Usually you gotta dip them in flour when they're fat. Look for that wet spot. Oh man. You always see these big rocks on. They're out here in the middle for a reason. Somebody had them out here. There's up here's where that dude lives I met. Disabled. He got in a bad motorcycle wreck. Tore up his knees. His name's Dan. I've seen him.
Oh,
He hadn't smoked pot since like the 70s. I haven't caught him. I'm gonna smoke something with him.
you'll be
Right.
surprised.
I was going to say Miller Highlight. Look, Miller.
Yeah, he'll be real surprised he smokes this new shit.
Oh, I told you better hang on if you smoke that shit.
Yeah.
Think how many generations it is. You know, how much, that shit just keeps getting stronger and stronger too.
Yeah, well, it's getting so loaded with resin now, it won't burn in a joint and shit. Like that Granddaddy Purple I got, it's hard to smoke that in a joint, man, because it just, and you can let it dry. It's just got
I'm
so
a
much
longer.
oil in
Heineken. Let's see what year it is. You know those little bitty airport bottles? They all used to be glass too, instead of plastic.
I got some of them.
Somebody collected those. They had like one of every kind, and we drank them all.
I got some of them old 16-ounce pop bottles up there on the hill I found under a bunch of leaves. Still got that styrofoam insulation on them. Remember how you used to peel them down? You slide it down.
We always peeled it off.
Them. Yeah, I'd pull it down and smack it because it'd scare the shit out of everybody, man. Make a big.
See all these rocks here they pulled out of the field. They're almost always weapons and shit. And there's trash underneath them. They covered the trash up with rocks like this. Look at all the fencing. Oh, look at here. Oh, hey, look. Oh, it's broke. That ball mason jar.
Yep, that's an old one.
It's got a hole inside though. Hell, I find them randomly just because people drink moonshine out of them. They just threw them when they were done if they didn't want their old lady to know. See, this was an old one too. Look, they took a cork. No, that one didn't. Usually, there's a back box springs. Look, you can tell metal was made different. That shit's still here. It should be rusted to pieces. See, here's the dump again. That's fucking wire. I got one. I got a little shovel and I also got a military little green one that pulled up. But I just ain't into digging for shit anymore. There's Dan's house right there.
Yeah.
See, look, every time it rains, we've had a lot of rain, so it just this stuff comes up. Look at all the algae growing in there. Wine.
Yeah,
that's a wine bomb.
Little ecosystem in there, man.
Yeah, because there ain't no sun in here ever. See, look at Miller. I hate Miller. I thought it tastes like shit always.
Oh, always. My favorite. I like Miller or Miller High Life and.
I never liked it. It tastes like. I never liked the taste. Hey, look, that's a cough of a lawnmower. Because here's the. No, that's a. Look at that wheel though. It's got solid tires.
Yeah, it looks like it's all playing.
And look, that rubber's still there.
Yeah, it looks like it's all.
I got that old horse over here. I found the rest of it. So I haven't got it yet, but I might today. That's asbestos tile.
That's the best shingles they ever made. Them old
yeah, because it's fireproof. They don't burn.
Yeah, and they last forever too. They don't weather. Them things that last forever. You get up there and walk on them and break them. It's about the one that happens to.
Yeah, they get broken. They're pretty good. This is the most I've sweat this year, like that quick.
Yeah, yesterday we was wearing a sweatshirt, and today it's hot outside. We got the air conditioner. It's so hot and muggy.
Luckily, the spiders aren't out yet, because they come out. The webs are everywhere. And it's a bitch. You got to carry a stick, and look at all this old metal. Some old shed here, barn. Oh, the roofing, old barn roof. See, there's so many dead trees. Hey, somebody built that's probably a 14-inch tire.
Boy, that's a size that they don't use anymore.
No, you can't find them either.
No, because I had a trailer that had 14-inch rims on it, and I had to go get Chevy S10 15-inch wheels and put on it because I couldn't find a used 14-inch tire nowhere.
Well, most people use them for welding them for fencing or on the bottom of a mailbox. Cubby hole.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping he'd see me out here sometime and come out there. People don't look outside for no reason, especially when it's hot. He hits golf balls into the woods and I'll round them up and give them to him every now and then. Last couple of times though, he wasn't out here, so I just threw him in his yard. Hey, look, it's compost, eggshells.
I love going to the driving range and just hitting golf balls, man. That's fun.
Oh, I used to go to the shooting range too. I like doing that too.
Yeah,
shells are fucking expensive to do that now.
Yeah, we don't shoot anymore like we used to.
That's a buckeye. That's one thing. I bet there's gonna be a bunch. I found 100 last year, and I found 100 both times. When I found 100 at the time. Oh, he burns his trash.
There ain't very many buckeyes left around here.
They're everywhere. There's more than there ever was. I give them away though. I give them all to them. Most of I always carried one in my pocket the whole life.
Yeah, our gun range is right out the back door here. You got there's brass and stuff laying all over the driveway out there. I think there's a lot of people. The people who lived here before us used to shoot right here too. There's this stump down there. It's all shot up.
I used to go to Bass Pro and run the target back the same distance from the desk to the front door at the pawn shop. That way, I already had sighted it.
Yeah, that's smart, man. It sounds horrible, but that's a smart thing to do if you're in a bad area.
When people come in with a rifle, you better be ready. You either do it or you don't.
Yeah.
There ain't no bluffing when it comes to that shit.
No.
I mean, I've had people come in with a trench coat on, and you can see the barrel of the shotgun sticking out the bottom, but everybody inside had the packing, so they just turned around and left. They drove off in a car with no plates, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not good, man.
Yeah, I saw a video once with this like an Arabic dude came in the pawn shop with a toolbox set on the counter, and the guy at the pawn shop pulled out a gun and robbed the guy that brought in the toolbox. He calls the cop and they rewind the tape and they sit there and watched it all. It's like, what the?
I bet they'd never seen that shit before.
No, he robbed the customer. Look at this. There's Miller's. I like it when people used to come in, like some lady would come in and pawn a snap-on toolbox for a wedding set and then would never come back. Then the pissed off husband would come in and go, that's my fucking toolbox you got out there for sale, and that's my wife's wedding ring. And he said, how much you got on that ring? like $200. She pawned it for $50. I'm not paying that much. I said, no, I know you're not. Now it's $300. That's what I tell him. I tell him, this ain't Burger King. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't take shit when I had a gun on. But people are rude, especially when they lose their stuff for nothing because you don't give them much money because you want them to come back and get it. You don't want their shit. You want their money. I just told them I don't want none of your stuff. I want the money. We ain't doing this for to gain your crap. And I would pawn anything if I knew the people were going to come back. I didn't care what it was. I just needed something for them to hold so they'd come back.
Yeah.
But people, they say, I promise I'm going to come back. But I'm like, the minute you walk out this door, something can happen way more important than this fucking TV you're pawning. Like your life.
Yeah.
Or,
and it usually
sometimes
does.
that shit don't mean nothing. But, if people were dicks, see the gooseberries, look, I think they died. The frost got them. There's no gooseberries on them.
Yeah.
Like none of them. And then, they're usually full.
I think that's what happened to our morels.
Oh, here we go. Look.
We never did get any morels.
Look how little that is.
Yep.
I guess that's some that came up later. Hey, look at all the dead trees. I think I got enough mushrooms. I'm getting scratched the hell up. Everything in here has thorns. I usually got scabs all through the winter from going through the woods. Because I only wear shorts. I can't wear a shirt ever. I'd go into a heat stroke probably.
I'm always digging them thorns and stuff out of my forearms and my legs and stuff. It'll get a little bit sore like a pimple.
See what they're doing? They're backfilling all this.
Yeah, you said
they're going to backfill this all the way over to that fairgrounds. Is what they're going to do.
Well, that's a lot of dirt.
Clay too. Look at that shit.
Yeah.
Nasty. I came out here. Well, last time I walked through here, I found 2 jackets. But when they first started football practice, I got a brand new football gear. My grandson that was over here. So like $150, J5B, junior varsity football. Hey, they're having a garage sale. That's why I didn't look out back. Look. Yet.
Oh, yeah.
Whoo. In these woods right here, there's one of those big roll around stairs that you change like the score. Big old ladder with 4 wheels.
Yeah, like the airport uses and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just sitting there in the woods.
Oh, we.
That's kind of hard to push down the road half a mile.
What are you gonna do with it when you get home?
Yeah, exactly. Over there by the fairgrounds, I found like a 8-foot metal ladder. I still got it though. I couldn't resist. It's like
Yeah,
a
Joe. Me and the old lady was down there looking at our peach and pear. What's that other tree? They're loaded. I mean,
everything is. We've had so much rain that every fruit tree or nut tree or whatever, it's got 10 times what it has.
I'm gonna have to go down there. That pear tree we got it. It sticks. This limb broke out of it on the Y, so it's got it's all hanging out on one side. So I'm gonna have to go down there and put braces on it because it's gonna have enough pears on it. It's gonna tear it up.
Yeah, it will too. You know. And
yeah, I know.
Pears that are ripe off the tree, man, they're just unbelievable.
Oh, they are. And I'll tell you something.
I made a pear and blackberry cobbler together.
And
I also try apples and potatoes together too. That's really good.
Yellow jackets love them pears, man. And those things are all over. I hate yellow jackets. I can't stand them daggers.
Hey, when I was a kid, I ran a cowbell. I made a cowbell on my grandparents' fence and I got stung in the face by like 100 yellow jackets.
Yeah, I got lit up by them because I was under.
I'm not scared of them when they get around me and I hear that buzzing. The hair on my stands straight on end.
Well, dude, them things. They can sting you as hard as a bumblebee almost. For being a little thing the size of a honeybee, their sting is 3 times as worse as a honeybee sting.
I tell you what's worse is those dirt burrowing bees. I tried to pull a box springs. I was doing some cleanup on the house. There's a box springs half buried in the ground. I tried to pull it out of there. All these fucking bees come out there and stung me the fuck all over.
Well, yellow jackets live in the ground.
Yeah, how about them wood boring bees that burrow into the wood?
Those can't sting you, I didn't think.
They can't. But they'll scare the shit out of you. They're so loud.
I've never been stung by one of them wood borers. I didn't know they could even sting you. Huh.
I usually just wait till they were in this hole and then cover up the hole with something that they can't get out.
Yeah, we always sprayed gasoline down in there before. Gasoline was $3 a gallon too, though.
I used to get we call it a WD-40 or something. Spray it with a lighter and just flame on.
Yeah.
Get in the bucket of the tractor and I did that with bagworms too, and the walnut trees and everything. I spray them with WD-40 and light the bags on fire. See, there's gooseberries everywhere in here. And you know, if you wait till they ripe, they turn purple. They're like a grape. They're sweet.
Mm-hmm.
They're ripe.
Man. I like pawpaws too. I love them things.
Oh yeah, I can founder on them.
Those are all over the place in the fall.
You can't really pick them up when they're ripe and they're on the ground. They're just mush in your hand.
That one guy's telling me.
And there was a bunch come down there when I went camping with the people, and they wouldn't try them or nothing. They're all pussified city slickers.
Yeah. There was one of them Bigfoot stories I was listening to. Man, the guy said that thing had been sitting under a pawpaw tree eating them or something because they was all.
Oh yeah, we found the seeds and other scat all over the place.
Well, he said that when it was walking away from him, it had pawpaws all stuck in its hair all over the ass where it'd been sitting in them. Yeah. And I thought, a feller would never think of that. If he was telling a story, making up a lie, he wouldn't think of something like that. That was a good.
That's something you've seen with your own eyes. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
You usually tell somebody's telling the truth because you can't make up shit like that.
Yeah, nobody'd think to do that, but he said it must have been sitting right underneath that pawpaw tree, sitting there eating them because it had them all stuck in its hair.
And they don't get very tall. The trees don't.
No, those pawpaw trees kind of look like an African tree of some kind. I think the bark on them and stuff, they look weird. They don't look like they belong around here. That's why they're so easy to pick out.
And where they were at, where we used to look at that baby fawn. Look, see it? Little bitty one. Look.
Yeah.
Last year I was coming out here. And I almost stepped on it, and it jumped up and almost hit me right in the chin.
Well, see, the mamas, we got 3 doe here on our property, and we got a ridge that goes up here at the top, and then it flattens out and goes over the backside, and they put them deer right on the backside of that lip there where they're not in the wind when they're out foraging.
Another one, I can walk right to another one. Right?
Yep.
That's 3 of them.
Now, you just got an eye for it, brother. That shit's out there. People just don't see it. They live in a
1 square mile. Those turtles live in this 1 square mile area. They never leave out of it.
But last year's fawns are running around here like they're lost now because their mommies kicked them out. As soon as they drop them other ones, they run them off, and they got them the new ones in.
Yeah.
But we saw some there 3 days ago. I think we saw the new one down the road there a little ways. He was still wobbly on his feet, so he must have just got here.
Okay, now look, this is what I did this every time my whole life. And look, I walked through the woods. I wasn't on any course or anything, right? And look where I went right back to with my own compass. Look.
Yeah.
Boom. Look,
Brother,
right where I came in. Look.
yeah, you don't know it, but you follow them ley lines. You know what ley lines are, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah, you're sensitive to them because if you've got a natural sense of direction like that, I think you pick up on them ley lines.
Yeah, I've never been lost. You know, out here last year, I lost my phone twice, and I tracked myself right back to it.
Yeah.
Look at this.
No, I've been
there,
lost before. Yep.
See my leg? Look.
Yep. Got them
You're
all
all
tore up.
Yeah, I don't care.
I've been lost before, but I've got a pretty good natural sense of direction when I'm in the woods.
Well, if you know your north, south, east, and west, you're gonna run into a road sooner or later. The only time I last year, maybe a year before last, I went north, way through the woods, and I came out in the neighborhood, and I didn't really know where I was at, and I got out my phone. I was 7 3/4 miles north. It said 20 minutes in a car to get back. I was like, holy shit. I walk a long way sometimes. I walk to, my daughter lives in Nixa. It's about 30 miles away, maybe. I walked there in 4 hours.
Huh.
And people, I see 2 different people go by that knew me and just waved. I would have took a ride. It was hot that day. See this guy named Kevin. He was on YouTube. I don't know if you ever, World Bigfoot Radio. It was Galag. He lived here for a while and he died last July. But we used to come down here in the winter, in the dark, and it'd be like 30 degrees colder down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, see, that's the way these haulers
Hey, look at a baby hacky sack. Look.
Yeah. Down here in the bottom of this hauler, it's 10 degrees cooler than it is up on the ridge.
Look at that. It's plastic.
That's
Clay. It's just clay and it's plastic.
something.
Well,
you ride down through here on my motorcycle and it's hot and cold, man. When you get down to low spots, it's cold. Or chilly. It feels like it is. It's not really. It'd be like probably 65 or something, and it'll be 75 up on the ridge.
Well, it was so cold down here in the winter, I couldn't even hold my phone without a glove on because my hands were getting completely numb. Like 2 years ago.
What's a low spot, ain't it?
Huh?
Ain't that a low spot you're in right there?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that cold air settles in that when the wind ain't blowing.
I was down at Ritter Springs Park, and I was about 3 or 4 miles in, and it started sleeting. And man, I was like delirious because I got the video, and I'm not talking all kinds of crazy shit because I'm really like out of my mind cold. And it took me like an hour and a half where I could feel my hands. I about got crossed, like that big bang. And that's part of old Jack look. And believe it or not, I was almost making it back. And a big old, I've never seen one before, but a big like orangish red wolf ran right in front of me, like 2 feet in front of me, going full speed. I about shit my pants, dude. I was like, what the? And it went right in front of me. It's pretty bizarre. But it was sleet and rain, and I don't like being cold for very long.
That's something.
Because when you get cold, it's hard to get warm again if you're outside unless you got start a fire.
Man, they took my gallbladder out, and I kind of developed a sensitivity to the cold a little bit then. And then after I went through that chemotherapy, I can't take a cold anymore. It locks me up. I get just a little bit chilled, and I'll get locked up.
Hey, about 3 years ago, this girl I used to do in high school, we were good. She had like Asperger's, which is like, man, she's just a rag. She couldn't do anything. She couldn't multitask. You couldn't talk to her when she was doing anything. But she'd give me rides down in the woods, and she'd get out a chair and just read books. Well, we went camping, and she brought 2 tents, and I went out in the woods, and she only had one put up, I'm like, hey, and I can't remember what it was. I found some kind of mushroom, and I wanted her to Google it, and she was like, oh, I can't do that. And so I took off in the woods, came back, and she put up 2 tents, you know what I mean? And she didn't give me I didn't have a sleeping bag or nothing. It got down to about 20. That's the coldest I've ever been in my life.
Oh man.
And that's like, it was like 40 miles. And I walked back with a like 10-pound backpack. It took me all day.
Yeah.
But I was like, fuck you, I ain't riding with you. I'll walk. That was the dumbest thing I ever said.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't realize that he's about 10 miles into it, huh?
Oh, yeah, and it's hot. It's like 100 degrees.
Man, you remember going on them humps in the Marine Corps, dude? They'd give you packs and shit, and you just started out at 4 o'clock in the morning walking. And it was until, 11 o'clock at night or something, humping. Dude,
yeah, but when you learn how to breathe right,
yeah,
okay,
but when they come and say, hey, we're having a hump, I used to sit there and pray that I drove the truck or the chow truck or something. I mean, I just hoped I had duty or something because I hated that shit, dude. That was just 24 hours of walking, man. My God. Carrying on. Man, they got there's a mess of them, ain't there?
That's those midget collies with no legs.
Welsh corgis.
What's this? I found that laying there. What the hell is this?
I don't know. I can't.
I was making sure it wasn't some butt plug or something.
Yeah, that's good.
I found a phone last year, and there was a blue one. I looked at it, reached over, started picking it up, and there's a blue butt plug. I was like, no. And it looked like somebody got mad to a lady because there's a butt plug, makeup, and a phone, and shit laying in the ditch where somebody just threw it all out.
Yeah.
That's a funny shit. And believe it or not, probably 10 times I've found that we walk in weird places and that shit's laying on the side of the road.
Yeah. It's funny what you find out in the woods somewhere, out on them forestry roads. People dump a lot riding mowers and stuff out there, man. There ain't nothing wrong with them. I
like walking down the highways because people get paranoid and throw shit out. I find weed all the time.
Yeah. Man, I did that once. I threw my I had one of them one hitters and that nice wooden box and stuff that my boy got me.
Oh, I find bowls with weed still packed into them, you know?
Yeah.
Man, it is hot. It feels good though.
Yeah, I'd lot rather have.
Guess we had a big dog show going on this weekend there, you know. How much you want for one of them puppies? I bet it's $5 in it.
Well, around stuff like that, it is.
Yeah, because I always pick up and look at lottery tickets because a lot of people are ignorant. I don't know. Hell, in the last month, probably won $400 on lottery tickets.
Just picking them up?
Yeah, no. My roommate buys them. That girl, Heather, you know, the other day she was on a rant. She talks about me every day. I ain't go over there or nothing. And she said, show me Sasquatch doesn't like cards, but he'll sure buy lottery tickets. And he'll go to Genevieve's cat with cards. I'm like, get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When somebody keeps talking about you when you're not around, it's like, what's up?
Yeah, I'll probably be next because I said the same thing.
But, you know, and I went back and looking at, she's come on my panel. I let it up on my everything. And, nothing but love. But when somebody you know what I do when they treat me like they do? I go back and I erase everything they ever said of all my shit. So that way they're gone. Everything. I erased every message you ever put in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to Heather a good bit, man. I really liked her, but she won't listen. Period, man. She has to be the one doing all the instructing.
I feel sorry for her. She's ayahuasca. Plus, she used to shoot up dope and shit for years, so you know she's a little bit burnt. And
I'm afraid when them people are describing to me who they're talking to on that ayahuasca, man, I think it's the fallen ones, dude. I think it's the fallen ones.
You let Satan in, dude, because he'll put the good out. In the same sentence, he'll say 3 or 4 different things.
Yeah.
She contradicts herself. Everything she's saying is what she's doing to everybody. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's when I quit going, man. When I realized, because when you see that confounding, it's not good. When somebody's
I go back to their very first video. If somebody starts acting weird, I go back to see what got them there. And there's tons of times she's sitting there on YouTube and her daughter comes in and they don't say a word to each other. Nothing. So, there was already animosity there before anything happened.
Yeah.
And she talks about her mom and dad, her sister and her aunt getting on her too. So she's having trouble at home. I just pray for her.
I do too. Yep.
That's all you can do.
I hope everything
when you
comes
get
out
old like
okay.
that, you can't change nobody or fix them. They got to do that themselves.
Yeah,
But
that's the
most
way I
people are stubborn
was.
to even listen to anybody. They don't care what you say.
Yeah. God had to get me cleared down, dude. Almost killed me, man, before I'd listen.
Hey, I had to lose everything. I had to lose everything to wake up.
Yeah.
I
That's
lost
what happened.
everything I owned: my marriage, my house, all my worldly possessions, everything.
I lost my worldly possession. Well, I gave him. When I
I gave
woke
half
up,
mine away, and then I had like
Yeah,
4 storages to the ceiling, and I just said, fuck it. I quit paying for it. I paid
Yeah.
$4 or $5 grand, and just said, fuck it. I'll let it all go.
I just gave away a bunch of shit and sold the rest of it for about a fourth of what it was worth just to get rid of. Didn't want it around anymore. And like I said, it
Hey, if
wasn't too long
I
after
like
that
my
that
stuff,
I
and
got diagnosed
they're gonna
with
take care of it, enjoy it. I'd rather them have it, appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like you.
Yeah.
I'd have 4 or 5 of everything. And I was like,
That's what was the matter. That's what I walked down in that garage, man, and there's one of me there, and there's I had up to 5, I think there was 5 or 6 4-wheelers in there and 3 dirt bikes, and had that Harley and a whole yard driveway full of cars and trucks and shit and stuff like that, and I was trying to keep all that running and everything. And
I didn't pay much for anything, If I had 3 or 4, I got it cheap. Because money talks. You got money in your pocket, you can get stuff for nothing.
that's the same way. I never did have any money. I've always been what I considered poor, but I could buy something for $500 and put another couple hundred in it, my labor, and it was worth $5. And I could sell that, or I'd trade that for something I wanted. I never did have any
That's my
money.
buddy right there. That's the guy that brings me my food right there.
Oh yeah.
His name's Richard. Hey, he's even weirder than me, dude. He makes
Brother, I don't think you're
he
weird.
does all the dolls and stuff, except he makes them out of concrete shit.
Oh yeah.
And guess what? He used to be a preacher at Antoine LaVey Church.
Boy, that Anton LaVey something else.
Hey, he's told me stories that it's almost unbelievable. I mean, he had evil spirits, like he was huffing paint or something, and they told him if they would get more people to do it, they would keep him from getting brain damage if he'd bring other people to doing it with him. Because then you lower your guard and let him in.
Right.
And he's really smart, but he has like dyslexia. He's real smart, but some things you can't do, like he can't spell nothing.
Yeah.
And that I know a lot of people, something to do with spelling is hard for them.
Yeah, Michigander. If somebody's got an older truck or something like that I want, I'll walk over and ask them they want to take something for trade, and they'll say, "You got an old Ford Ranger? You got a Ford Ranger, or you got any guns or whatever it is?" And then I'll go looking for that. If I find an old Ford Ranger, it's got a pop motor in it or something, then I'll be looking for a motor, and I can put that together and get that motor in and go over and trade him for what I want. No money ever really changes hands except for that motor and shit. And well, hell, sometimes you trade for that. That's just the way stuff works around here. All these old hillbillies just swap stuff. Hardly ever money changes hands. Ain't nobody got any of that shit. You have to use all the money you got to pay for your light and your water and your gas.
Hey, when people call me up at the pawn shop, they say, "Are you taking TV?" And I'd be like, "Well, every year a newer." Then I go, "You got anything else to sell?" And they go, "What do you mean?" I like, "Well, you got any Hot Wheels?" And they'd bring in their kid's toy box. I'm serious. And I collected baseball cards and all that shit back then, and I had a whole counter full of them. And I wasn't trying to sell them, but people saw them and they'd bring them into me,
Hey man, you watch that Heavy D Sparks on YouTube? This dude bought in a store some guy's old warehouse full of shit, and they was digging through there and they found a box of how much they sell them cards for? $100,000. He found a box of football cards and shit in there, and they got to going through them, and there was a guy there with him. He goes, "Whoa, He said, get that one, bring that back over here. Dude, he's standing there looking at it, and he goes, I can't believe this. And he was looking at it. And anyway, they got in a jet plane with all them cards and flew out to Las Vegas or something, and to a place that dealt in nothing but cards. And that guy, he said, before I go have these verified, he said, I'll offer you $100,000 right now. And he said, after I get them verified, they could be worth up to $300,000. And he just went ahead and took the $100,000 and left, I think. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on them numbers exactly. It was a shitload of money.
Well, Honus Wagner was the most expensive ball card, and I think Wayne Gretzky paid a couple million for it from some dude that bought it. But when they found it, a guy ditch digging found it in a bunch of garbage, and it's perfect because it's down in the garbage. And,
yeah, that's something else.
What the deal was, cigarettes were the only way the cards came in back then. The tobacco cards, they came in a pack of cigarettes. Well, yeah. Honus Wagner didn't smoke, and he threw a fit, so there's only like 7 cards that ever got out,
Hey, man, I was in an Amish store the other day, and they had them bubblegum cigarettes in there that you could blow the powdered sugar out like smoke. Do you remember them damn things?
Oh, hell, they had candy and needles. Remember?
Yeah, I guess that's right. They had to, but they outlawed them things around here. They had candy cigarettes.
I've seen them before.
And
I've seen them down in Branson. They got an old store down there that sells vintage toys and candy. And it has all the old shit in there.
Yeah, and then them bubblegum
like wax lips, wax lips and the Coke bottles, wax Coke bottles with liquid in there.
Yeah, you can still find them. That juice in there tastes good. I still like them old wax bottles.
Yeah, my grandkids always like those candy necklaces you put on. You can eat them.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't wear it very long, or you're running down your neck, man. That shit was. Whoever in the hell thought about making jewelry out of candy, man?
See that belt right there, look. See, I keep shit like that. A spring. You never know when you need it.
That looks like return spring off carburetor.
Yeah, one side's broke, but I can put it on art. Here's my buddy. Or you can put some air in them tires. You're on YouTube. Say hi. What are you doing on lunch? It's hot. Hey, look at the whole back of my full of kicking in the woods. Found a great big one. Yeah, great big. That's right. Weird. Shut up. See you later. I tell him to come up, but he didn't have no food with him, so he ain't getting no weed. He comes over to John, like, where's the wood? I don't smoke unless you bring food.
Oh shit! We're just sitting on here.
He just works down the street, though,
Yeah, we're sitting here talking about swapping. Yeah.
Woo, man. Well, I think that's gonna be all she wrote.
All right, brother.
Go in here and take a shower. How long? I walked only an hour and 13 minutes that whole trip. You know what I mean?
Yep, that ain't bad.
I covered a lot of land. I went back all the way. Yeah.
Eat them.
It's Friday. Hey, my roommate's got to work tonight, so I'll be on tonight.
All righty.
I know Matt Man's going live, but I'm not going there. Him and Code, I just can't do it anymore.
What's that? Matt Man?
I'm not going to Matt Man Codes anymore.
Oh, you aren't?
I just got to do my own thing because there's too much stuff there that I just can't, I don't want to get fleas,
Yeah, brother.
I mean, there's more good than bad. But some people, I just don't need frustration.
Yeah. I know where you're coming from.
Well, if I'm in a negative chat, if I don't get out of it, I start getting negative. It just happens.
Well, that's what they talk about. Yeah, you end up, and the same thing happens if it is negative.
And all the people are good, but I wouldn't want to be friends with them if you're hanging off a cliff and they just might grab your hand because they would walk the other way and let you fall.
Yeah, I don't know.
Proof's in the pudding. They've already proved it many times when they didn't speak up.
Oh. Yeah,
and that's their prerogative, but that hurts my feelings. I'm kind of tender when it comes to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you want people to have your back, man.
And anybody there, whenever somebody stabs you in the back, you take it out of your back, cut the tether, and let them go.
Yeah.
And I know that we live in Northern. I've already learned that. It's pretty easy to figure out the signs pretty quick.
I can't your robot voice or something there on me. I don't know what's going on. When you got up there on that top floor, it's like it's messed up. The
All right.
video is too. Yeah, I'm losing
right.
it somehow.
Thanks for coming, everybody. I got to go in here and cool off.
Oh,
We'll see
all
you
right,
on,
brother.
on the flip side. Yeah, sport,
All right,
dude. I got a
take
bunch
it
of
easy.
mushrooms. See you later.